guys, this is Tina. Welcome back to my channel. So I'm here today to do just a fun little video. Lisa from Handmade from Lisa is doing a kind of challenge. She's doing a collaboration with Diane Shaw at the moment, making Happy Mail scrap packs. So I'm going to make one. This is the hashtag thing that they would be picked up on like Instagram and things for us, you know, if everyone joins in, we will kind of put them on there and they'd be kind of shared then. So I'm just going to have a bash at kind of making a couple. I thought they'd be really great to, you know, include kind of if someone purchases a journal or something like that, then, you know, include as a little gift for them. And also I've got a couple of people here in the UK that I've got in mind that I thought I'm going to send a couple to. So the concept is that we make these little kind of quite flattish pockets so that they're kind of nice and, you know, slim to be able to send in the post as kind of Happy Mail. And then we fill them with kind of scraps of, you know, papers and things that we no longer use. So, for instance, you know, I've got these kind of, polythene pocket things, and they're just full of some scraps. So I'm going to, and obviously I've got a few of those, so I'm going to just have a little bash at kind of making one, or maybe two. So I've just taken some A4, just cardstock basically. So this one I'm using is obviously black. I'm just going to fold it down like this. And then using again from just my kind of scraps that I'm not, you know, that I don't particularly kind of use, just going to take this paper here and make kind of, you know, a couple of pockets in here to store some scraps. So I'm just wondering whether to do kind of just one pocket or more. I might just kind of do one, because otherwise I'm thinking the scraps would have to be pretty tiny. So I'm just going to kind of cut it across at the bottom. At the bottom, you know, kind of, this is just a 12 by 12 sheet of paper. I love this paper, absolutely love it, and it's got a glossy kind of finish to it. But I struggle to use it, but I thought it would look really striking against the black card to make one of these kind of Happy Mail, you know, gifts, or gift packs, I guess we're calling them. Well, Happy Mail scrap sacks is what they're called. Scrap packs. Sorry. Forget my head if it wasn't screwed on, honestly. Right, there we go. So I'm just going to kind of trim that down and then just going to kind of glue that on. Move this one out of the way. Seems to come out with a bit of a cold this morning. Not quite sure what that's about. Been a bit bunged up. So we're just going to have them kind of next to each other, I think, just like that. So I'm just going to kind of wet glue them on. Hope everyone's doing well, having a good day. I know I always say it, but I hope you're managing to get some crafting in. Always improves every single day, I think. So I don't want it kind of tucked right in, because then obviously you struggle to kind of fold it over. So just kind of make sure it's pushed out slightly. Oops, and then I'm missing my glue completely. So just run some more glue down there. That's my first one. I'm just going to kind of do the same here for the next one. Oops, there we go. Again, just kind of pop that in there, like that. Oops. Okay. I mean, they look really striking, don't they? The you know, these pretty red flowers kind of against each other. So obviously now you can see I've got kind of the whole edge pieces there. I'm going to obviously trim them down. Like that. So yeah, I hope everyone's going to join in. It's a fun challenge because sometimes the challenges, they're quite lengthy. You know, some of the challenges that I've seen in the past have been quite lengthy kind of processes, and you know, I mean, like the 100-day challenge, I loved that concept of that, but I mean, obviously, you know, it's not necessarily feasible to kind of be crafting every day and uploading every day. You know, so that kind of obviously discounted a lot of people from being able to join in with that one, whereas this one's kind of, you know, nice and accessible for lots of people. So because it doesn't really take very long to make one of these, and obviously fill it with some scraps. So, and then on the front, I just thought, you know, I can't just let it go like this, so I'm just going to kind of decorate it up. So again, you know, I'm going to just, oops, it's actually got bits of foam pads stuck on it, which I hadn't noticed that just now. Anyway, I'm just going to take this and kind of make, I wonder if I can get that off cleanly. Not really, but that's okay because I'm going to kind of stick something over that. So just cut it down. And then I guess this could be a first scrap for inside. So I'm just going to cut that down like that. So move that out of the way. Across the top. Yeah, I thought these are just quite nice to include in a journal and things if someone buys something, you know, as a little gift and things like that. So, you know, great way to use up scraps, obviously from a, you know, when you're creating perspective, but also to share your scraps with people because, you know, as Emily said, because she's also doing the challenge, so that's Emily from Ephemera's Treasures, as she and Lisa, you know, kind of both said, I mean, obviously, just because you can't find a use for the paper doesn't mean somebody else couldn't. So it's quite nice to kind of share your stash and kind of share your supplies with others, isn't it? And you know, this is quite an ideal way to kind of do it. So I'm just looking through my little kind of I've just got one of those expandable files with kind of bits and pieces that are ready cut out, just to kind of decorate, you know, just put something on the front. Now obviously I'm going to restrain myself and not smother this in lace or anything else, because obviously the whole point of this is keeping it quite, you know, slimish, to kind of be able to slot in as Happy Mail or whatever. And obviously if I do my usual, it will no longer be slim, it will be huge and fat, and then, you know, defeats the kind of object of what we're trying to do here. So just pop that on the front. Like that. And then, I mean, I just randomly kind of chose a couple of things to just pop on here, just so that we've got just something going on the front, really. Let me just have a look on my desk, see if I have anything else that I could kind of grab and use. Ooh, let's have a look. Could put that there, I guess. So what I might do is just ink that up a bit. This is just a stamped definition of the word love. Just going to pop that on there. And I'm going to use hot glue to stick this on, because hopefully it will kind of help to secure this down as well, because this paper, it was just from a 12 by 12 pack. I couldn't even tell you what one because it was kind of obviously detached from the pad itself now, but it's very thick, so you know it's not gluing down overly brilliantly. So there we go. Oh, doesn't that look nice? And then we'll just ink these up, we might as well. So there's one. Stick that one. And then I'll just do the clock. I mean, the clock's quite yellowy, oops, anyway, but I will just kind of help it along a little bit more. There we go. Just so it's kind of a little bit more interesting to look at, really. So great idea, Lisa. Thank you very much. What a brilliant suggestion. What a brilliant idea. And what a really fun, quick thing to be able to kind of get involved in and kind of, you know, do with others. But as I say, you know, sometimes kind of the challenge is they're a little bit too, you know, take a bit much of a commitment kind of thing time-wise. So this one's brilliant. Thank you very much. So, and I will obviously try and remember to do something on Instagram, post my picture or something of my scrap packs. I'm not very good with Instagram. I don't know why, but I kind of just forget to use it always. So I will try and remember, because I guess that's the point. So there we go. So just really simple, and obviously you can start stuffing that now with scraps of, you know, random scraps that I've just got here. So I just kind of pull these out. I've got this pink one. Obviously they're not really kind of big enough, sorry, they're not really small enough to fit in, so I'll just trim them down a bit and kind of pop them in. You know, we all just accumulate so many scraps kind of over the time, and I say over the time, I mean really it does not take very long at all, does it, to build them up. But you know, this is brilliant to be able to share with people, because I mean, like these kind of scraps, they would be great for things like collage and things like that, wouldn't they? So, and again, you know, just if you kind of can't find a use for them, doesn't mean somebody else can't. So, and I guess it's just kind of making something really pretty and nice to receive in the post, isn't it? So, you know, it's always nice to receive something pretty and fun in the post. So, you know, I think that's a really nice thing to do. So just trim these down. And I mean, lots of these would look really great actually coffee dyed, and you know, I'm kind of looking at them now and thinking I'm just going to trim this one down because it's a little bit too long for the piece of paper. And this one's double-sided. Again, that side's gorgeous, isn't it? So, you know, anyway, I'm not going to obviously sit here and stuff this with scraps, because how boring for you all to watch. So, but that's one which I just love. And actually, just before I kind of do one more, I will just quickly do something on the inside here, because oh, that might be the same one we've got on the front, which would be a bit boring, wouldn't it? We'll just put something on here, because otherwise that's just just a bit boring really to have it with nothing at all in there. So let me just have a look, see what little bits and bobs I've got in here. Look. Sorry, I know that really it's just not a big deal, is it? And you know why it's taken me quite so long, it's just beyond me. But maybe we'll have a little Beatrix Potter kind of image there. It's kind of cute, isn't it? So again, I will just ink these up. Like that. So I guess we'll put them on this side. For some reason I'm always drawn to the right. I don't know whether that's because I'm right-handed or I don't know. Don't know what that's about, but always am drawn to the right. So there's those two. I'll just take this cute playing card. Do we want that on there? Not sure really whether that's quite right. Oh goodness, why am I now just dilly-dallying about even on these, which is supposed to be just the quickest thing ever. For some reason I'm still protracting it, making it really long-winded. So there we go. Pop that one down. We'll just pop this one down. Like that. Perhaps we'll have that one over there. Actually, sorry, I'll just get one more little matchbox top that we'll have poking out behind that. So we'll just ink that up. Pop that there. I'm hot gluing these rather than wet gluing them because the finish of this is, you know, that glossy finish. So I'm just not sure whether wet glue would kind of be that good, you know, whether it would kind of secure it very well. So that's why I'm using the hot glue. There we go. Oh, so cute. So there's one completely done and kind of put together. So I just pop that out of the way. And then the next one, I thought what I'd do is take the pink A4 sheet. Again, I'm just going to kind of do the same thing in, you know, making it a kind of fold out. So just do that. And then what I've got this here, which is the cover from, you know, a paper pad. Oh, just the most beautiful papers in this. So what I thought I'm going to do is cut down, and just before I do, I've started peeling off the back because the back also had that kind of glossy film. And I just thought I'm going to peel off the back because then hopefully it will glue better to the card where I'm kind of making it into a pocket. So I'm just going to cut along this black line. Like that. I don't think I'll be using the rest, but stranger things have happened. So I'm going to just snip this kind of roughly in half. I mean, isn't that just such a gorgeous image? Just really lovely. So we're going to pop these on as my pockets. But obviously I want to make them smaller because they are pretty massive at the moment. So I'm going to cut them down. I mean, to be fair, they probably, you know, they don't actually need to be the same size. So we could kind of do them different sizes. So I've got one here. could have a smaller one behind, couldn't we? Perhaps we'll do that on this one for tiny scraps at the top. And then this one, now do I lose the bottom? Or the top? I'm going to cut it at the bottom, I think, like that. And again, what we could do is kind of make these as 2 pockets. So we've got kind of a smaller one and a bigger one. Could have them this way round. Yeah, I'm going to do it like that, I think. Okay, so just get gluing down. You know, I'm really trying my very best not to kind of dilly-dally so much, because there's just really no need, is there? So, right, I'm going to hold this kind of approximately where it would go. We're going to pop this one down here. Just making sure it's kind of straight-ish. Like that. Okay. I need a bit more glue here. And then we're going to pop this one down. Just had to check it was the right way up for a minute. Then we're going to pop that one down there, like that. Now the idea of the challenge is to challenge somebody else to also make one of these and get involved with this, which again, you know, is brilliantly fun. Now, obviously, you know, the beauty of YouTube, we're all kind of anonymous here. It's just our hands that we're seeing and things like that. But, you know, I struggle a little bit with kind of, like, social kind of anxiety sometimes and things like that. So, you know, I'm not that great at... I guess kind of making friends, really, but I mean, that sounds a strange thing to say, and you know, I don't know, I probably just find it quite awkward kind of getting too friendly with people, kind of, you know, I will find that awkward challenging someone who I don't particularly know. However, obviously I realise this is part of the challenge, and I would like to do that, but I just feel a bit that I don't really know anybody well enough kind of on here on YouTube to challenge them. And I know that some of the people who I maybe have kind of, you know, come to know a little bit better and kind of comment more regularly on their videos and, you know, vice versa, I know that they're very busy, and I don't want to kind of burden them now with challenging them with something. So, you know, I'm struggling a little bit to kind of challenge somebody and not put them under a feeling of kind of being burdened. So, yeah, I'm struggling a little bit to do that. So, I don't know whether to just throw a name out there and kind of hope for the best and hope that that person doesn't feel burdened. You know, and I mean, I guess the whole point is, just because I've mentioned them, you know, there's no obligation to actually partake. You know, if you haven't got time or you didn't want to kind of join in, that's absolutely fine. So I guess, you know, perhaps I need to kind of view it more like that it's completely, entirely kind of, you know, up to you whether to get involved or not. Right, so we have that. Again, I feel I want to decorate it something here. I know that's not kind of the idea and that we're kind of, you know, keeping them very undecorated, you know, so that we're not kind of loading them down with stuff. But I can't just let it go completely undecorated. So just having a quick look again through my little pile here of bits and bobs. I mean, again, I could use that pocket watch. Those watches just, or, you know, watches or clocks or whatever, they just go with every single thing. So, you know, they're really awesome. Very useful. I've got this, which is a kind of limey green, so that's kind of cool, because obviously that's got some lime green on it. Sorry to be taking ages. Hold on. Nearly done. Okay. We could kind of maybe go for a jug. That's a bit strange, isn't it? It's bad on this side, actually. Right, no, I'm going to stop it there, because I am very, you know, I'm on a mission today to not be so cumbersome. I've got these stamped, I don't know what these are really, but like a flourish type thing. So what I might do is just kind of add that. And then, you know, it's kind of in keeping with the style of the background page, in that it's just a decorative piece. It's not really, you know, anything in particular. So there we go. So we could have that there, or we could kind of pop it up there. Oh, maybe up there is nice. Right. I'm going to just wet glue this one like that. Kind of not worried about having it straight or not. And then I'm just going to wet glue this one to the side. Like that. Ooh, they're nice, aren't they? Yeah, I mean, we're really just trying to send something pretty in the post, aren't we, for people? And, you know, something nice to receive. I think I've said this before, but I was at work one day and I kind of went to lock my bike into the, you know, the bike, well, I guess it's essentially a shed, but it's made from like perspex, so the bike store, let's call it. I went to put my bike in the bike store, and somebody had put on, I'm going to hot glue this because this is that glossy surface, somebody had put onto the door of the bike store just a post-it note, and it just said, have a great day and stay safe. You know, just handwritten note on a post-it. Have a nice day, or have a good day and stay safe. And you know what? That just, I thought, was such a lovely thing to do. And, you know, I mean, that was a few years ago now that I saw that. And it's just kind of stuck with me ever since. I just thought, what a lovely thing to do. And, you know, that obviously would take hardly any time whatsoever to actually kind of have written that little message onto that post-it. You know, who knows, maybe they were just walking past and stuck it on there, or perhaps they were kind of going on their bike themselves or whatever, you know. So I'm sure they didn't kind of have to go out of their way to actually kind of do that. But what a lovely little message, just as you're kind of locking your bike up, to kind of carry that little sentiment with, you know, with you for the day. And I thought, really kind of should do more things just like that, because, you know, kindness kind of costs nothing, does it? And I just think we all live in a really busy world now, and I don't know, kindness seems to be getting lost somewhere slightly, and, you know, it's not, well, it's not good, is it, that it's kind of getting lost. But yeah, I just thought that was such a lovely little thing to you know, it stayed with me for that whole day. And as I say, I mean, here we are several years later, it's still staying with me now. So I've got this paper here, which is gorgeous and bright, isn't it? So, and this is right up my daughter's street, I have to say. I'm going to just cut it down here. This was a Die Cuts with a View paper pad. I can't remember now what it was called, but maybe Sweets, or I don't know, I can't remember. But I managed to get some more of it at a car boot sale a couple of years ago, or maybe only about a year ago. I mean, obviously I struggle to kind of use this in, you know, like vintage style junk journals, but I couldn't resist buying it because the papers are so cheerful and bright and lovely that it's just kind of one of those really, you know, nice, again, you know, very kind of cheer you up type of things to look at. So, you know, well, again, it's one of those papers that I kind of essentially end up hoarding because it's kind of too nice to use, which is crazy, isn't it? I don't know why I do that, but I think I said recently, although I am trying to film videos ahead, which I've also been saying a lot recently, so it's hard to know when I'm talking whether I'm saying something I've already said, so I apologise if I am. I'm trying to have a bit of a clear out and, you know, gradually taking little bits and bobs to the school, because, I mean, they obviously use a ton of stuff. You know, my daughter's in reception, so very much off the kind of making things constantly stage. So they're kind of always crying out for crafty items. But, I mean, when I take things in, they must just think, gosh, that woman's got a house full of rubbish. And to be fair, I mean, they're probably not far wrong, but I might just do something like that on here. So again, just going to ink this up a little bit. Just pop that on there. Yeah, they're not really far wrong, but I just think when you're crafting, it does accumulate so very quickly, you know, and still can't resist buying more stuff. There's nothing more inspirational, is there, than when you actually come home with more new supplies, you know, be that fabric or paper or, you know, flowers, trims, lace, you know, any of that stuff. Just going to ink this so it's kind of a bit more in keeping with those little labels that I've just kind of stuck on there. So okay, coming down there. I went to a yoga class last night, and it was Ashtanga, which I hadn't really ever done Ashtanga before. So for anyone who does know, you know, and maybe practices it, my gosh, it was very hard work. It was a 75-minute class, and apparently the whole sequence kind of takes about 2.5 hours. So we kind of effectively only did about half of it. My gosh, I don't know how anyone could do it for 2.5 hours. It was such hard work. But it was fun. It was fun, but, you know, I did like it, but it was very intense. Right, so that's my second little one. So, and again, you know, straight away I could start filling it. I will just cut this down so it's kind of neat to put in there, which I know kind of defeats the object, but... And obviously I want this to fit into the pockets. So do I cut it that way or that way? I'll cut it this way, I think. That leaves that whole strip of cherries intact. So that can go in there like that. And then just, you know, just kind of illustrating. I'm not, don't worry, I'm not filling the whole thing, you know, whilst you're all sat there just absolutely bored stiff watching. So I've got these. So again, just going to cut that down. And then, well, again, I will just neaten this up so it looks a little bit better. And pop that in there. And then obviously you can put some small scraps in the top. So, for instance, here I've got this one. Just cut that down. And just pop them in the top pockets like that. And obviously I will fill these, but yeah, really fun. So really enjoyed making those. Thank you, Lisa, and I shall endeavour to make a few more in just slow time, I think, because they're really kind of fun, cute things to just pop into, you know, when people purchase things. So you've got kind of, I mean, I guess they're like collage scrap packs really, aren't they? Because you know, all the papers that are in there could be used then for kind of making collages. So yeah, really fun. Thank you very much, Lisa. And I hope you all have fun if you're going to join the challenge. So, and just obviously pop it on the Instagram with the hashtag hmscrappacks, you know, hashtag label thing. So, okay, thanks very much for watching, and I hope you all have a really great day. Thanks then. Bye.